describing a typical day. It's 10.1f. Let's hit the road. Right. So, if you leave the house at 7 o'clock, so that first clause we're dealing with on here. So, if, then, now we're going to use man. Okay. Now, leave is verlassen. Okay. So, verlassen. So, to agree with man, it then changes to verlässt. So, an umlaut over the A, double S-T. So, that needs to end up over here eventually. And we'll do that in a minute. So, das Haus. Okay. At 7 o'clock. 7 Uhr. So, meine Damen und Herren. A few things we have to swap around. So, as you know, with the then situation, it goes to the end of the clause, like so. And we have time. Phrase really should take precedent over the place. So put that over here, like so. And it's changed the script. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But it's very annoying nevertheless. Right, now, so we got that there. Wenn man 7 Uhr das Haus verlässt. So we have to have a verb back onto a verb here. So the first word that comes after here has to be a verb. It has to invert as well. So now you do not need, so first of all, we don't have do's and don'ts. Okay, we'll deal with not in a minute. So basically one needs, or you need, okay, which is man braucht. Obviously we turn it around to braucht man because braucht is the verb. So braucht man, now not as we know is nicht, but we're combining it with this A over here which goes in front of a noun. So we're going to use kein instead. We'll come to that in a minute. Okay, in fact we'll come to it now. So not a bicycle light. So not a bicycle light, okay, is kein. So we've got kein wie das, meine Damen und Herren. I'm going to be really fussy here because I want to keep it in the same sort of font. Okay, so kein Fahrrad, bicycle. So, and then Licht wie das. So Fahrrad Licht, kein Fahrrad Licht. On the way. Now on the way is auf, or on your way in English. Auf, or can't say it in German anyway, can't we? So auf dem Weg, on the way. So that could have easily been on your way to school or on the way to school. It doesn't matter. To school is zur Schule. Okay, so zur, let's just make this a little bit smaller, get everything in there. So here we have it. Wie das, meine Damen und Herren. Okay, so braucht man auf dem Weg. So it's better to have the kind of Fahrradlicht at the end. Okay, wie das, meine Damen und Herren. Okay, to just tidy it up. Okay, so auf dem Weg zur Schule, kein Fahrradlicht. So, that is that. In fact, the word order that I did swap it around. I don't see a problem with having it over here as well. Okay, there's no real time, manner, place issue on this one, but there we go. Right, someone point out something different to me if you disagree. Right, number 2 is this nice long sentence here. So, now, most students, or for most students, so we got for most students on this. Okay, could have left it in actually, but there we go. So, for most students is what we're going to calculate first of all. So, für die meisten, so you got für die meisten. I'll get back there in a minute. So, meisten Schüler. So, für die meisten Schüler, for most students or pupils. That really should read as pupils, and that Schüler is a better translation for pupils as opposed to students, in my opinion. It is, or find it hard. I put find it because it sounds better English. Okay, both are perfectly acceptable. So ist es für die meisten Schüler, for most students, it is. Ist es, remember it's inverted, it's swapped over, because the verb has to be what we call the second idea. Difficult, schwer. Ist es schwer? Now, this is quite a long-winded one to sort out, so we're sorting out everything up to this comma here, okay? So, now, so schwer, what I'm going to do, alright, okay, is to concentrate is reflexive. It's sich konzentrieren. Now, it's a verb, so the konzentrieren bit, that's going to end up at the end of the clause over here eventually. We'll sort that out in a minute. 8 Uhr. Okay, 8 Uhr. Now, or even earlier is oder, is or. Even, still earlier, noch früher. Früh is early. So, oder noch früher, meine Damen und Herren, ja? So, für die meisten Schüler ist es schwer. It is difficult. Okay. Now, the sich is just going to be left there, but the concentrieren needs to move. So here we go. We're gonna move that over there. Okay. Now, because we don't have a modal verb in front of it, etc., and so on, we do need zu in front of it as well. Zu konzentrieren. So let's put this magical thing to the test and have it over here, like so. Okay, zu konzentrieren. Okay, for most pupils, for die meisten Schüler ist es schwer. It is difficult themselves, literally, 8 Uhr at 8 o'clock, oder noch früher, or even, or still earlier, zu konzentrieren, to concentrate. That is the literal German word order for that sentence. It is quite a difficult sentence, to say the least. Okay, in terms of Satzbau, which is sentence building. Right, especially above all. Now, especially above all is vor allem. Vor allem, meine Damen und Herren. A nice little phrase to learn there. So above all, vor allem, before everything else, literally. So, when they have to, or if, and when in the sense of if or whenever. So we're going to use wenn. So vor allem, wenn. Okay, and straight away we have to sort of think about that first verb that comes after it. That has to go to the end of that clause. So vor allem, wenn sie, if they. Okay, now have to write. So müssen is have to. Sort out the word order in a minute. So you've got müssen, meine Damen und Herren. Schreiben, so it's a modal verb sequence. So schreiben is that second verb in its dictionary infinitive form. And then classwork is Klassenarbeiten. So Klassenarbeiten wie das. Now we've got to sort out our verbs here. Now, without wenn, schreiben will be the verb at the end. Okay, we've got to move it anyway, so we're going to move it. Here we go. With a posh way of saying it. No, we don't want that. And then, obviously, müssen needs to go as well. So, müssen suddenly gets catapulted beyond the schreiben. Okay, like so. All right. So, wenn Sie Klassenarbeiten schreiben müssen. When they have to write classwork. So vor allem, above all, some nice little sort of words to use there. Okay, so quite a meaty sentence to sort of master. Okay, so konzentrieren, sich konzentrieren, to concentrate, and so on and so on and so on. Nummer 3. Okay, it is worst of all. So this set phrase here, worst of all, is am schlimmsten. So we're going to start. That's going to start off our German sentence. So am schlimmsten. So am schlimmsten, meine Damen und Herren. So am schlimmsten. Now, okay, let's just. I'm going to put it as is it already. It's going to invert anyway. Okay, so let's just cut that here. Here we go. So, worst of all, it is, literally, in German. Am schlimmsten ist es. Okay, and I don't know why I'm doing this, but because I want to get the point home. So, am schlimmsten ist es for students or pupils, for Schüler. Okay, let's just get that in there. For Schüler. Right. So, am schlimmsten ist es für Schüler. It is worst of all for students. Okay. Who, now the who is die, because that die is referring to the fact that Schüler is plural. Okay. Who, now it's a relative clause. It's like the vowel situation with the the verb has to go to the end of the clause. So, who come to school with the school bus or from further afield. So essentially that come is the only verb that we've got here at all. So that's going to end up at the end of both of these two clauses in effect. Okay, because there's no other need for dealing with a verb because there's only one there. So edit, cut. So D blah 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 common, essentially. Yeah, who come to school with a school bus or from further afield, with the common right at the end of the German sentence as we got down here in the Hauptpunkt. Right, so so we need to deal with some of these here. So with the school bus, mit dem Schulbus, so mit dem Schulbus, meine Damen und Herren, oder okay, or from further afield. Now from further afield is von weiter her, from further away literally. So von weiter her. So from weiter her, from further away. Now to school lessons is zum Unterricht. Okay, to classes, to school lessons. This Unterricht has quite general translations to it. So zum Unterricht, okay, in German sentence fits in better over here. Alright, okay, so am schlimmsten, worst of all, ist es, it is, für Schüler, for pupils, die, who, kommen, come, so they come over here right at the end of the sentence, mit dem Schulbus, by school bus, oder von weiter her, or from further away, zum Unterricht, to their lessons. Well, some tricky sentences here, ladies and gents. Number 4. So, before midnight. Bit easier this one. Vor is before. Now, midnight, Mitternacht, meine Damen und Herren. Right, now, a teenager or youth is rarely tired enough to sleep. Do you know that? So literally, that is, you've got time phrase there, we have to invert as always. So, literally, is a teenager or youth, ist ein Jugendlicher. Ein Jugendlicher, na? So, ein Jugendlicher, that's a male, youth, female would be with eine and taking off the R like so, yeah? So, naja. Vor Mitternacht ist ein Jugendlicher. Now, rarely or seldom is this lovely word selten. Selten, müde, tired. Okay. So, müde. And enough is genug. Okay, which is closer to English than you think. If you get rid of that G, it really does look like enough. Yeah. Now, so, vor Mitternacht ist ein Jugendlicher selten müde genug. Before midnight, a teenager or youth is rarely tired enough, literally in order to sleep. So we need that in order to structure. Okay. I reckon we can get away with just zu schlafen here, but okay, no, answers on postcard on that one. Zu schlafen. Okay, sounds better, doesn't it? Zu schlafen. In order to sleep, basically. Yeah? Got that? So, zu schlafen. In order to sleep. Right, so that is number 4, ladies and gents. Have a good look at it. Number 5. Is number 5. Is number 5. Number 5. Right, some scientists, because they know everything, don't they? Einige. Okay, Wissenschaftler. Wissenschaftler. So einige Wissenschaftler, meine Damen und Herren, wollen. Okay, so I'll sort out the word order in a minute. So it's actually better over here. I'm going to put the wollen here already. So wollen, want, therefore, deshalb. So we've got deshalb wie das. So it's this structure here. Want that schools begin teaching at blah 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 and so on. All right. Okay, so it's not a modal verb structure where you got that second verb at the end and all this kind of thing. It's not the same. But you've got das coming up here. So in German, in good English, the good English is quite different from the German here, so it's a little bit bitsy to actually work this one out. So einige Wissenschaftler wollen deshalb, want therefore, in German, das, that's why I've got this das here now. It's a das as in the vile situation das. So das, schools, die Schulen, is that the schools, start teaching, start the lessons, etc. So literally we're going to say that the schools begin. So the begin's going to go at the end of the sentence, ladies and gents. So let's just sort of tidy this up a little bit more. So let's just deal with that first of all. So beginnen. Okay, this needs to catapult over everything here. So this is quite different from the English equivalent. So some students want therefore that the schools begin not until at 9 o'clock literally. So erst, this erst here is used as not until here. So erst 9 and not before 9 o'clock, yeah? So erst 9. Okay? Oder or even 10 a.m. Now even, okay, here we use gar for this. So gar, 10 Uhr. This is really bitsy, this sentence here. Okay, it's beautiful, beautiful sentence though. Beautiful as sentences go. So teaching with the teaching, if you in a sense. So mit dem Unterricht, meine Damen und Herren. Okay, so Unterricht ist das. So let's just move that. Bearing in mind things like time, manner, place, rules, and everything. Better to have it placed over here. So some scientists want, therefore, comma, that the schools begin, with beginnen, German for it, at the end of the sentence, because it's das, it's a vowel situation. The begin, literally just at 9 o'clock, implying not until 9 o'clock. So that S translates as not until in effect. Oder, or, this gar here means even 10 o'clock. Okay, mit dem Unterricht, teaching. Now in good English we end up with some scientists therefore want schools, so we get rid of that altogether, that connective, want schools to start teaching at. So it's quite a different structure in terms of when equating English and German there. Right, so have a good look at the German sentence there, quite a difficult one. Right, at break. So at break is in der Pause, meine Damen und Herren. So in der Pause. Now straight away we're going to need to invert. So in der Pause we chat. So wir plaudern, turn it around. We invert it because plaudern is the verb. So plaudern wir usually or mostly is meistens. Okay, about is über, so you got über, meine Damen und Herren. Clothes is Kleider. Oder, so you got oder, and homework is Hausaufgaben. Why's it gone there? Don't go there. I want it to replace this. Hausaufgaben. Wie das, meine Damen und Herren. Okay, so meistens mostly. Okay, and that is the Finnish article there. Dazu, ladies and gents. Here we go. Im Sommer. In the summer. Geht es ja noch. Okay, in the summer it's kind of implies that it's still acceptable. Literally goes it. Yeah, yes, still. It's still acceptable. Geht es ja noch. Yeah, it goes. It's okay. Okay, geht es ja noch. Okay, it's almost a phrase you have to learn off by heart as it is. Right, aber, but, in den Herbst, in spring, und Wintermonaten, and winter months, it is, kalt, cold, und dunkel, and dark. Then, wird das frühe Aufstehen. Okay, literally becomes the early getting up. Okay, für viele Schüler, okay, for actually for many pupils, to quell, to torture. Quell is torture. All right, I'm going to put it up here. Look, torture. Wah! Right. Okay. Zu quell. Okay, implies said you are that it was originally a D word, die Qual. Okay, zu der Qual. Zu is short for zu der Qual. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Then the early getting up becomes for many students torture, essentially. Viele sitzen, many sit, übermüdet, overtired, im Unterricht, in the lesson. So übermüdet means overtired. Yeah. Right, gleichzeitig, at the same time, brauchen, need, so inversion, teenagers need, viel Schlaf, a lot of sleep. So at the same time, teenagers need a lot of sleep. Gleichzeitig brauchen Teenager viel Schlaf. Ich stehe früh auf, I get up early, separable verb, aufstehen, to get up, it's down here. Ich gehe zu Fuß, I go on foot, zur Schule, to school. Meine Freundin Elle, my girlfriend Elle, fährt mit dem Rad, goes by bike. Fährt mit dem Rad, yeah? Sie ist sehr fleißig. She is very hardworking und konzentriert sich and concentrates, literally concentrates herself, sich konzentrieren, a verb we had before, which means to concentrate, and it's reflexive. Gut, concentrates well, im Unterricht, in lessons. So gut im Unterricht, good in lessons. Ich mag die Schule. I like school. Obwohl, although, there's a vowel situation, ladies and gents. Obwohl ich, although I, so ich bin, I am, although I am, manchmal, sometimes, ein bisschen, a bit, faul, lazy. Okay, ladies and gents, I hope you've enjoyed this production. Tschüssi. Ideas, how to use it, methodology explained.